Hello guys. Today's video is on the top 5 best garden vacuum. Through extensive research and testing, I've put together a list of options that will meet the needs of different types of buyers. So whether it's price, performance, or particular use, we've got you covered. Don't skip any single of frame. Watch till the end. For more information on the products, I've included links in the description box below, which are updated for the best prices. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. If you can stretch your budget by around a fiver, the Von Haus 3-in-1 leaf blower, garden vacuum and mulcher is a better machine than the Q Garden. Okay, the collection bag is only 35 liters compared to the 45 liters of the Q Garden, but the Von Haus is better in all other departments. It's powered by a 3000-watt motor, so clearing up leaves and other debris is quicker. And at 3.5 kilograms, it's almost half the weight too. It has a shoulder strap, but also a set of wheels on the end of the blower too, so working for prolonged periods of time is very comfortable. Working between the vacuum and blower is super easy by flicking the big orange switch. The Von Haus performs surprisingly well too, given its bargain price. Its leaf blower function is impressive, and when you switch it to vacuum mode, it picks up leaves with ease. It even handles wet leaves fairly well and mulches them brilliantly. That said, if you bury the nozzle in a pile of leaves, it has a tendency to block as it sucks too many at once. But by keeping the nozzle on the outside of the pile, I had no problems at all. As an added bonus, it comes with a 2-year warranty. Again, if you have a massive area to clear, this Von Haus 3-in-1 leaf blower might not cut it, mainly because you'll be limited by its 10-meter power cord. However, for most regular-sized gardens, it's a fantastic piece of kit. And it's not just me that thinks so, it comes very highly rated on Amazon too. If you don't like the idea of being limited by a power cable and you don't want a petrol leaf blower, a cordless model is an excellent compromise. The Black & Decker GWC 3600L20 is powered by a 36-volt 2.0 lithium-ion battery, which takes around an hour to charge fully. You have 2 power modes to choose from. Turbo mode works well for stubborn wet leaves stuck to the ground. You'll get around 20 minutes of run time. Eco mode, which is perfect for lighter tasks and also gives you more run time. At 4.6 kgs, it's pretty light and easy to use. It also comes with 2 tubes. One has a narrower nozzle, which is for blowing leaves, and the other has a wider nozzle for sucking them up. The collection back is also fairly small at 17.5 liters. That said, it mulches fairly well, so 17.5 liters goes quite a long way. The main downside is that it's just not that powerful. It's pretty good for light use when conditions are dry, but because it lacks the grunt of even the cheaper electric models in this list, it's pretty useless when leaves are wet. Don't get me wrong, the Black & Decker is a decent cordless garden vacuum for light use in dry conditions. However, if you don't want to be lighted by a power cord but you want the power, take a look at my next picks. If budget is your main priority, then the Q Garden QBG V2500 has to be worth considering. You'll probably not recognize the brand, but for the very cheap price, you get a lot of machine. It's easy to assemble and use, and at 2500 watts, the motor is pretty powerful. I found it to be fairly lightweight too. It only weighs 6 kilograms, and it comes with a shoulder strap, which makes it easier to swing side to side as you go. It's a 3-in-1 machine, so you can use it as a leaf blower or garden vac, and it'll mulch the leaves too. Switching from vacuum to blower is as simple as flicking a switch, and I have to say, I was pretty impressed with its mulching capabilities. It creates quite a coarse dust, which is perfect for mixing into the compost pile or soil to add nutrients. Emptying the 45-liter bag is easy too. Just undo the zip and tip out the contents. Naturally, though, there are a couple of issues. Firstly, although the vacuum function works well when sucking up dry leaves, it's not great when the leaves are wet. It can either fail to pick them up at all, and if it does, it has a tendency to block. Secondly, the tube length is quite short, so if you're on the taller side, you might find yourself having to bend over slightly while using it. This might not sound like a big deal, but it can be quite painful on your back. Overall, if you have a fairly limited budget, a small garden, and you don't see yourself using a leaf blower or garden vacuum all that often, the Q Garden QBG V2500 is a decent machine. However, if you have a larger garden which you intend to keep free of fallen leaves, you might want to consider a different machine. If you need the freedom of a cordless model and more power, a petrol garden vacuum is your best bet. The McCulloch GBV322 is a decent, well-priced option. Powered by a 25cc 2-stroke engine, it'll blow up to 320 km per hour, making short work of blowing away even wet leaves. Like the Black & Decker, changing it from a leaf blower to vacuum involves changing the tube. A benefit to this is that it stores away nice and compact. That said, it's preferable to vacuum any leaves when they're dry or damp. Despite being more powerful than the cordless and electric models, I still found it had a tendency to jam when sucking up a lot of wet leaves, although it's simple enough to unblock. Considering it has a petrol engine, it's surprisingly light at 4.25 kilograms. I found it to light enough to hold in one hand, although it does get heavier the more you fill the 45-liter collection bag. There are a couple of issues. Firstly, I found it to be pretty loud, and secondly it vibrated a lot which made my hand feel like it was numb. Overall, the McCulloch GBV322 is a decent garden vac for the money. Just remember though, it is fairly cheap so it's not perfect. If build quality and performance are more important to you than cost, then the Echo S250ES Shred-N vac is a fantastic machine. And although it's more expensive than other machines on this list, around £250 at the time of writing, it's still not overly expensive. The build quality is exceptional, which is reflected in the fact that it comes with a 5-year domestic guarantee. It's very easy to start and use. It performs excellently as both a leaf blower or garden vac, even when the leaves are wet. And it'll mulch leaves are a ratio of 12:1, meaning you can pack loads of leaves into the collection bag. The whole thing weighs 5.6 kilograms and is designed to be used in one hand. All the controls are grouped together so you can get to them with your thumb. It also features a throttle lock, so you don't need to keep the trigger pressed, which often tires your hand. When I tested this machine, it didn't fail me once. It started every time, never blocked, and it made quick work of tidying my garden. Out of all of the models I've tested, the Echo S250ES Shred-N vac that's still in my shed. For me, it's the best garden vac on this list.